You can't put anything up that you don't own copyright to. Now, people violate it all the time, but if they catch you, they'll take it off.
It gets caught pretty quickly nowadays.
Yeah. So let's comment on the quote unquote serious videos. What did you notice? What did you notice that would link those videos? What kinds of statements can you make? And can you link them more interestingly to the funny ones that we saw in the first batch?
There's usually a pretty strong political component to a lot of them. I mean, like a lot of the blogs that are, some of the most popular blogs are ones that are about political issues.
Okay.
And you can even see that from like the YouTube debates that actually happen.
Yes.
So
yes.
like, YouTube has become a new outlet for people to express political views, and even for politicians to reach out to, users who wouldn't normally be part of the discourse.
Which raises this question that Maya put in her post, right? Which is that like we have this, using the word democratic again, democratic possibility for anybody to have a soapbox. Unmet really in the history of the world and to be seen by a lot of people, but there's no filtering. There's no filtering in who gets to have the soapbox, and there's no filtering in what people say. So that the space of the commons, of this democratic commons, is really unruly. And a lot of the filtering that happens, we like actually. We like someone to sort of make some choices for us, and I was calling that expertise before. We like to watch the ones who are actually, good. Or how many of you like watching the really bad ones or reading through the bad posts? I mean, maybe for some of you that's part of the fun. What about the role of race in everything we've seen? Literally, almost everything we've seen. Some thoughts on that? Race as a subject, race as a question, racism as a subject and a question. Is it Celine?
Yes. Well, I mean, I think that probably going back to the comment about people posting and, not wanting to think that everybody out there is racist and has a racist mind and they want to, vent it in some way. That, I don't know, everything goes back to issues of race and class in some way or another. And whether you want to see it or not, like, even, like, for example, Sony's video about ODB, I saw it as an issue of racism, even though a lot of people might not see that as an issue.
Which one?
The video about
Dirty Bastard.
Oh. And then, obviously the one about Kanye West, because he's a...
Interesting to me, you could have chosen anything, and yet they all distill down. And sexism was much less apparent to me than, like, literally, like, everyone was in quite political ways, whether through comedy or sort of straightforward politics. Yes?
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting, or if it was just a coincidence that everyone ended up choosing these videos, and some of them were pretty popular ones, like, I've seen the Fox Attacks Black America one, like, years ago. And maybe just think about what, especially, boils down to what gets people riled up.
Yeah.
Humor at the expense of others people like, and then our humor boiling down to racial issues or just things that get people all riled up, like the Kanye West thing people have a lot of.
Let's hold on that. I mean, that might be a great place to end today, thinking about YouTube as a place that gets people riled up, right? Or at least that's how you get hits, and that's the language of YouTube. And you want to rile people up in America, you talk about race. Again, whether through humor as the entry point in, or not, I think it's like we got a catchphrase, right? Thank you for that. What did you want to say? And then, sorry, what's your name?
George.
George.
I was going to comment on like the actual post on YouTube. If you're like depending on the race, the comments are different. So if you're Asian or like not white, there's at least one racial slur on the comments. And if you're white,
Even
it's
if
not.
the presenter, if the face.
Yeah, if the video involves a person of not white race,
Right.
there's definitely a racial slur.
Every time, it's just a given.
Yeah.
What about if it's a female? Have you noted if there would be a sexist slur?
Yeah, they go for beauty.
Okay, so we'll call that a sexist slur.
So like, if it's and if the person's white, they usually go for the sexual orientation. Like they post things like you're gay or like stupid things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Sandbox,
What the gay white
childhood. You're so gay, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so the question is, how do we feel about the exact same site that enables the soapbox effect? The talent. I was remembering the guy dancing. Whose was the guy dancing? Yours, right? Like it's an expose of talent. Hand in hand, with a sort of expose of the sort of lowest forms of our society, but they're rubbing up against each other in these really interesting ways. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know how long any of us can stand being in a place where like a person of color goes on and that you immediately have to indicate that by saying something that a 6-year-old is saying, or a gay person or a straight person or whatever it is, you know, that that's sort of embedded in there. It's annoying. It's sort of stupid. Anyone else? One last comment? Okay, so listen, half of you didn't present, so you're gonna present on the page. If you have a assignment to make a video in relationship to a post, go there and see what the people who didn't get a chance to present it. In fact, I'd like you, if possible, to respond to one of the ones on the site, which will ensure that they get read, okay? If you feel like you must respond to something that happened in class, do, but I would prefer that you respond. Therefore, if you didn't get to present today, you'll know that the class is reading you, as are people all over the world. We'll see you on Tuesday.